TSN presents the 2008 Gibson's Finest CFL Player Awards. From beautiful Casino de Montreal, here in the Grey Cup host city, the CFL stars are shining tonight at the Cabaret. Henry Burris, nominated for Most Outstanding Player. 2007 Most Outstanding Player, Kerry Joseph.
Hey, this is the Hall of Famer right here, man. I want to be just like him when I grow up.
Anwar Stewart of the Owls, having some fun with Damon Allen. Now here are your hosts, Chris Schultz and Matt Dunnigan.
Schultzy.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Second year in a row.
Right here in a casino.
Oh, that's kind of scary.
It is. You gamble?
On the football field, I like to push it down the field, but
Yeah.
these places, no. I work too hard for my money.
I want to keep my money, too.
Hey, we get a chance to look back in the 2008 football season that was outstanding and record-breaking in so many ways.
We'll be able to recognize some individual talent here at the awards night, but also two great teams in terms of the wins and the losses, two great cities in Calgary and Montreal. This is rounding into one of the better Grey Cups.
And Schultzy, we're going to recognize the individuals in 08 who had outstanding years, grabbed all the headlines, and were the best of the best.
The votes have been tallied.
Cam leads the charge.
It's time to honor the CFL's elite, to pay tribute to those who dominated the game this year.
Ben Cahoon again.
It's time to meet our winners.
Amazing grab. Dorsey will go. Touchdown. Oh, yes.
Chris, tonight, it's more than just about football.
Yes.
We get to reflect back on the 2008 season, glorious in so many ways and devastating in others. In the Canadian Football League and the broadcasting industry itself, we've lost so many that have been near and dear to our heart. And we get to pay tribute to one of the greatest of all time, the little field general, Ron Lancaster.
And Matty, for me, Ron Lancaster was a childhood hero, a mentor. I can go back to his era with the Saskatchewan Roughriders, name all the starters on offense and defense. Ron Lancaster was one of the reasons I wanted to play in the Canadian Football League.
Well, that's saying a lot, Chris. And Ronnie Lancaster was a great judge of talent, and he would absolutely love these next two candidates for Rookie of the Year.
Greenhorn Weston Dressler made a big splash with the Green Riders.
To the end zone. Touchdown. What a catch. Weston Dressler to Weston Dressler. He's got it.
The 25-year-old North Dakota grad scored 6 touchdowns and led the team in kick return.
Dressler. Touchdown. Another sensational Weston Dressler catch.
6'5" Preche Rodriguez was one of the bright lights in Steeltown.
Rodriguez. Touchdown. What a catch by Preche Rodriguez. Looking for Preche Rodriguez. Touchdown.
The 26-year-old led the Cats in receiving with over 1,000 yards and 7 majors.
Touchdown! Preche Rodriguez! An amazing grab!
And the winner of the Outstanding Rookie of the Year will hopefully be giving you guys lots of thrills and excitement for years to come from the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Western Dressler.
The situation we had on our team with some of the injuries, it really created an opportunity for me to see the ball more and be on the field more, so I didn't really have much of a choice. I had to go out and just try to make plays as much as I could, and I had a lot of opportunities to make plays for our team. My parents, definitely, they've been beside me since I started playing football, and they've paid my way through a lot of camps and a lot of practice sessions, things like that, so I wouldn't be here without them. And then, of course, the coaching staff and my teammates, because football is a team game, and if the guys next to you aren't doing their job, you're not going to be able to do your own. So I was fortunate enough to play with a good group of guys that I had a lot of fun with, and some good football players.
They don't get the headlines of a potent offense or the attention of a dominating defense. They're special teams players, capable of turning the game around in a single play. It's time to honor 2 of this year's best. The Stamps' Sandro DeAngelis led the league in scoring with 217 points. 27-year-old made an impressive 50 of 58 field goals, a league best.
And as usual, Sandro is running. DeAngelis puts it up and puts it through.
For boatman Dominic Dorsey, this is a second straight nomination. The league's all-purpose yards leader and had 2 special teams touchdowns.
Dorsey could go. Dominic Dorsey will go. Dominic Dorsey for the spin. Dominic Dorsey, touchdown.
Le gagnant, the winner, Dominic Dorsey.
It's amazing, considering I did miss those games, and to come back with this award, I mentioned before, it's like a long panel of guys who won this award and were small or, driven like I was. So, I'm definitely happy and I'm excited right now.
It's often called the game within the game, where brawn meets brawn, the battle of the big men, the boys on the line. When we come back, we take a look at some of this year's best. They are the unsung heroes, battling for inches at a time. Without them, there is no running game, no passing game. They are offensive linemen. It's time to honor a few of this year's best. The Owls' Scott Flory claimed his 4th career top lineman nomination. The 32-year-old anchored an offensive line that surrendered a league-low 22 sacks. Saskatoon native Gene Makowski saw action at guard, tackle, and center this year. The 13-year veteran has twice won Lineman of the Year honors, including 05 over Flory.
Le gagnant, the winner, Scott Flory.
I only dreamed of playing football as a kid growing up. I didn't think it would be a job of mine. I went to school. I planned on graduating and working, and then it kind of worked out the way it worked out, and here I am. And wow, I can't say enough things. I'm so lucky. I'm the luckiest guy in the world.
Congratulations, Scott Flory. Outstanding. No wonder. You go from 68 sacks last year to 22 sacks this year, giving Anthony Cavill all that time. Good on you. Next up, we're going to talk about the top defensive players in the league, Doug Brown and Cameron Wake. Now, Doug Brown, Schultz, I don't know if you've noticed, but he's a tall cat. He's taller than you.
He's freaky tall.
Those guys used to give me fits. And, Doug Brown, he's been nominated for Most Outstanding Canadian 3 times and won that award once, but this is his first time being nominated for Most Outstanding Defensive Player.
And, Matty, his competition is Cam Wake, who may be the most athletic defensive lineman in the history of the Canadian Football League. His ability to redirect at top speed is his best quality. I think he may just win this award.
Schultz, guys like this are the exact reason that you and I don't play the game anymore. Let's take a look at our 2 nominees.
6'8", 300-pound Doug Brown, a 3-time top Canadian nominee, earns his first Defensive Player nomination.
Down he goes. Big Doug Brown leads the charge.
The big man anchored the Bombers' D with 43 tackles and 6 sacks.
Doug Brown on top of Richie Williams.
6'3", 257-pound Cameron Wake is after a second straight Outstanding Defensive Player award.
Cam Wake's got sack number 20 on the year.
Wake led the league with 23 sacks and 5 forced fumbles.
A fumble. Cameron Wake has it. Touchdown.
The winner is Most Outstanding Defensive Player of the Year award goes to Cam Wake.
This time 2 years ago, I was sitting on the couch, working out, trying to get, my foot in the door. And like I said, I got that phone call. And like I said, I missed the tryout, and it didn't happen the way I wanted to. I thought maybe that was it. But I kept pressing on, and I went up to camp and made the team as a starter. And I said, you know what, I'm going to do my best to be the best football player I can be. And I want to be the best in the league. So every day I tried my best and worked hard and got better. And I guess 2 years later, here I am.
It was a year to remember in the CFL, a year of highlights.
Here he has time, looks to the end zone for Arlen Bruce. Did he catch it? Oh, he did. Sensational. Into the end zone, open and Armstrong, what a catch! A brilliant touchdown grab for Derek Armstrong. Intercepted by Bradley Robinson.
What a play. This is as good as any catch by a receiver. For Tucker. Did he catch it? Unbelievable!
Somebody put in a call to Sports Center because we got the highlight of the night.
Here's Dorsey again. Dominic Dorsey with a spin. 17 tackle. He went down. Jason Nugent trying to track him down. Dominic Dorsey, touchdown. So one play for Bursby to load it up. Under pressure and downfield, jump ball in the end zone. They got it. Teo Johnson. The Hail Mary works. Jason Claremont. Oh, what a hit delivered by Jason Nugent. Somehow Claremont hangs on. Over the middle, and there it is. Bill Stiegel. That is the record breaker, and appropriate. It's a touchdown. First down. Here's Richardson. What an unbelievable touchdown grab.
His left hand hasn't touched the football yet. That's as good as it gets.
Offensive lineman Jeremy O'Day is this year's Tom Pate winner, awarded annually to a player with outstanding sportsmanship who makes a significant contribution, not just on the field, but to his community at large. A 10-year Rough Rider veteran, O'Day lives with his family year-round in Regina and is involved in numerous charity and school events, notably as the coordinator for the Fine Foods Community Youth Challenge, a program that sends players to speak at schools across the province.
It's a tremendous honor to receive the award. It's been a number of years since a Rough Riders won the award, and I look at the list of guys that have won the award, and it's a big honor for me to get it. I read the story about Tom Payton and an ex-Tie-Cat and who was suffering an aneurysm playing against Calgary and did a lot of great things in the community and was a tremendous player on the field. So it's an honor to be mentioned with him.
The Commissioner's Award is about honoring an individual who's shown leadership and dedication and commitment to our league, the Canadian Football League. So this year, we're honoring a great player, a great executive, a great coach, and a great broadcaster, the late Ron Lancaster.
Quarterback Ron Lancaster, number 23. Complete to Barwell.
Born in Fairchance, Pennsylvania, the Little General began his CFL quarterbacking career in 1960 with the Ottawa Rough Riders, winning a Grey Cup in his rookie season.
Lancaster out of the passing pocket. The pass through Bilovich's hands to Ford. Touchdown!
He was dealt to Saskatchewan and led the Green Riders to 14 consecutive playoff appearances and 5 Grey Cups, winning in 1966.
Ronnie was a tough player. He had a lot of guts, this guy. They didn't call him the Little General for nothing. He played with a swagger, very cocky, very arrogant, and he even carried that demeanor off the field.
Lancaster going to the air again.
After retiring, Lancaster briefly coached the Riders, then turned to television before coaching again, winning 2 more championships, first with the Eskimos in '93, then with the Tiger Cats in '99.
Vintage Tie-Cat fashion, they ate 'em raw and are the '99 Grey Cup champs.
When you say CFL, the first name to come up is Ron Lancaster. When he was playing, coaching, and broadcasting, he loved the game and he wanted to promote it wherever he could.
A player, coach, and broadcaster, Lancaster was inducted into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame in 1982 and the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame in 1985.
Will be thought of as probably the forerunner of the great quarterbacks that's playing in the league now and everything. And I'm gonna, as a friend, I'm gonna miss talking to him.
He felt that he was so blessed that he was given here, you know, a guy from Pennsylvania being embraced by a foreign country and then allowing him to do something that he'd say he would do for nothing. So he would be humbled by the fact that he's getting this recognition when he's really just doing something that he loved his entire life. His greatest memory he summed up in 2 phrases at an acceptance speech when he was the most valuable player. He said that he made 2 big plays in his life. One was his wife, and the other one was coming to Canada.
You know, Chris, I came in this league in 1983, and there's one guy I was chasing, That was Ron Lancaster. For the records back then. But it became more than that for myself. I wanted to be more and more like the guy as I got to know him, both on and off the football field. Ron Lancaster, for myself, set the bar.
Well, Ron Lancaster's contribution to the Canadian Football League has three very distinct facets. First, as a player, 19 seasons. Second, as a very polished and professional broadcaster. And the third, as a two-time winning Grey Cup champion coach. When you think about Ron Lancaster, you think about the Canadian Football League, they truly mesh together, Matt.
That's right, and you said the word there, Canadian, Schultz, and it's very important to have quality Canadian talent on your football team. And we're going to take a look at the two best in 2008.
This is the first career nomination for Edmonton Eskimos slot back Kamau Peterson.
Peterson open, and he's got it, and he caught the ball. Kamau Peterson, touchdown.
He was second in the league with 101 catches, good for over 1,300 yards and 4 majors.
To the end zone, touchdown, Kamau Peterson.
Already a two-time top Canadian, Ben Cahoon is coming off another sensational season.
Touchdown, Ben Cahoon. Ben Cahoon again.
The 11-year veteran led the league with 107 catches, good for over 1,200 yards and 7 TDs.
Ben Cahoon. Again, touchdown, Ben Cahoon. Catch. Another one for the Ben Cahoon highlight reel.
The winner is top Canadian from the Edmonton Eskimos, Kamau Peterson.
I'm still pretty shocked. It's certainly not something I expected, just with the caliber of guys I was up against, and with Ben being Ben, it's just not the last thing in the world I would expect, but I'm really honored. I'm not going to say that it was a goal, but I definitely never lost faith in myself, if that's what you mean. Confidence in me has been shaken throughout my career, but I've never lost it in myself, which I guess is kind of vital in me being here today. And to be honest, for me, it's a stepping stone. It's something I'll build on, but really a great honor, though.
The year's most outstanding player will meet our winner when we come back.
Henry Burris gets an open man. Touchdown. Calvillo, touchdown.
Does he have a hot hand or what?
Henry Burris, great fake, gets an open man. Calvillo goes deep. Unbelievable. Henry Burris to the end zone. Touchdown. Wow.
Calvillo to the air again. A touchdown.
This is the MOP, Most Outstanding Player Award, and do we have two fine candidates for you here? Anthony Calvillo, the Montreal Alouettes. You go back to 07 and the adversity he saw there with his wife Alexia coming down with cancer. He left the football team and then coming back in 08 with her in remission. It's been fantastic, Schultz. He's turned back the clock with his play. He simply flourished under Mark Trestman and had a record-breaking season.
Matt, it really is remarkable what Anthony's been able to do, because 2007 was such a devastating year for him personally. 2008 has been one of his greatest years professionally. Brand new head coach, brand new offensive system. He has to direct and assimilate. This has been a little bit of a fairy tale ending for Anthony.
Without question. You look what's happening in the West and Henry Burris and where he's come from. This kid has been bogged down in the playoffs with some poor play. Well, he simply flourished in 08 under new head coach John Hufnagel, and Henry's taken it up a notch. He's been a great caretaker of the football, and he's simply been outstanding on the field, both with his arm and his legs.
Well, for Henry Burris, he had to get that mental monkey of not getting to the Grey Cup. Now, the fact is that he is here makes all the difference in the world, and now what Henry's next goal is, he wants to win this Grey Cup. Both of these guys are so deserving of this, Matt.
And Chris, I think you and I are in agreement that if we could split this trophy in half, we'd split up amongst those guys as the rest of the country would. And here's another look at the two most outstanding candidates.
2008 marked an emotional return for 36-year-old Anthony Calvillo.
Anthony Calvillo, touchdown!
Calvillo goes deep, touchdown!
The 15-year veteran led the league with 43 touchdowns, was second in yards passing, and threw just 13 interceptions.
Calvillo again, touchdown!
Calvillo to the end zone, touchdown! What a play from Anthony Calvillo!
The 2003 Most Outstanding Player and four-time nominee was the feel-good story of the year.
Calvillo, a touchdown!
Touchdown! Anthony
A first-time nominee, 33-year-old Henry Burris led all quarterbacks in rushing and was second in the league with 39 touchdowns.
Henry Burris has an open man, touchdown! Wide open, touchdown! Henry Burris!
The 10-year veteran led a career year, guiding the Stamps to a league-best 13-5 record.
Henry Burris, great fake, touchdown! And Henry Burris makes them pay. Does he have a hot hand or what? Henry Burris to the end zone, touchdown! Wow!
Ken, you do the honors to name the 2008 Gibson's Finest CFL Most Outstanding Player. Anthony Calvillo.
This whole entire season has been very special, from the time that I stepped on the football field in my first game to the point where we're at now. And I've definitely cherished every opportunity, just because I knew that that I was close to not coming back, and also the fact that I'm close to the end of my career. So I've really been enjoying this year, and the fact that, you know, it's been capped off by this tremendous award is just, you know, kind of just icing on the cake up to this point. And it's something that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. People always talk about the CFL family, and I just thought that was a bunch of BS. But, you know, it's really hit home when I saw the reaction of an entire country of CFL fans just showing support. And it really touched my family, and it really helped. It truly helped my wife in her recovery, because there was a lot of emails that were sent that we both read, and it was very overwhelming. But just to have this opportunity here at home and with my teammates, it's just a special day.
Hats off to you, Anthony Calvillo. It looks good on you. You know why? Because you're a great guy. You're a two-time winner now. That's outstanding. Hello, Schultze. It really does look good on him. You know, AC could probably be Father of the Year amongst other titles. This guy's just simply fantastic.
Matty, have you ever met Anthony Calvillo?
Oh, yeah, he was a teammate of mine, Schultze.
There's no doubt he is a polished quarterback. There is no doubt he is the leader of the Montreal Alouettes. There's also no doubt that he's a class act as a human being and a super person. Looks good on you, Anthony Calvillo. Congratulations.
You know, I know one thing, Schultze. AC would trade that in if he could tie the ultimate bow on a championship tomorrow. And that's where we're going to see you next.
It's about their entire careers, all the time in the gym, all the time lifting weights, all the time they thought about getting to a championship game. Oh, what a hit! Mike Lapinjo shut the door.
Makes the first man miss and just outruns the other 11.
Oh, what a day for Larry Taylor! Touchdown! Kenyon Rambo! Murillo just out. The Alouettes are the Eastern Division champions. The Calgary Stampeders are going to the Grey Cup.
Our job is not done.
It's time now. The whole world is watching. The whole world is watching. This is our league.
Gotta love it, baby!
Welcome back to the Grey Cup Village. We are now just a day away from the 96 Grey Cup between the Calgary Stampeders and the Montreal Alouettes. And joining us now is the 12th commissioner of the Canadian Football League, Mark Cohan. Mark, we appreciate you taking the time.
No problem. Love being out here.
I know, it's great. We've had a fun day so far. The weather has been, you got the Rider fans going. Saskatchewan, yeah, I suppose the only thing that could have made it better is if the Riders were in it, right?
I don't know.
Classy boy, he's always going to plug his Riders.
I know, I'm going to give you immunity on that one. They have over 60,000 seats have already been sold for the game tomorrow. The total keeps going up. Does that mean that this Grey Cup is already going to be an economical success?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think when you can sell over 60,000 seats to a Grey Cup, it's going to be very strong for the local team. And that's what we want to see. We want to see the Grey Cup as a real strong event. As we know over the years, it's getting better and better. And this is Canada's game, and this is Canada's party. It really is.
Mark, word came down that, speaking of Grey Cups and economical success, that Ottawa has been awarded Grey Cup for 2014, to which we say, how does Ottawa get a Grey Cup when they don't even have a franchise?
I think that's a very good question. I did not say that in my State of the League. first and foremost, that stadium has to get built, and then we have to. It's a conditional franchise now. Once we award the conditional franchise, we'll publicly talk about what's in that agreement.
Right. When you went through your State of the League address, there were hard questions because these are hard times for some sports economically. How does the CFL brace itself for what's going to happen down the road in the next couple of years?
I think we're cautiously optimistic. I think our league's a little bit different, and one of the important things about our league is that we're affordable and we're accessible and we're part of the communities that we serve. We're seeing Canadian companies really rallying to the league as well. We're renewing deals. Nissan just renewed with us. When you look at the problem the big three car companies have, we got a great partner in Nissan. So we're pretty fortunate, but we're being aggressive. We're going to do great ticketing promos for our fan base.
Now, what about as far as the league itself is concerned? There's an imbalance of power, I guess you might call it, concerning the East and the West. I mean, we had a situation with the crossover with Edmonton this year that we could have had a Battle of Alberta for the Grey Cup. Are you concerned about the imbalance?
Well, it's interesting. I used to work at the NBA, and David Stern said this year when he was asked the same question, he looked forward to the rise of the East this year with the Celtics coming back. Same for me. I'm going to paraphrase and say I'm looking for the rise of the East next year. Hey, listen, Montreal's in this. But we really want the Ontario teams to be stronger, and I think we got committed ownerships who will make that happen.
Will you be going back, or are you considering going back to an all-Sunday playoff format? Is that something you guys are going to look at?
Well, it's one of the conversations we'll be having with you guys, with TSN, and we'll see what happens. I think one of the impact was the fact there was no Ontario team in the Eastern semis or the finals. But I think Saturday is a different day. People go out, they shop, they're taking their kids to hockey and football practice, and I think that's one of the challenges.
I think overall, though, you're pretty satisfied with the way the ratings have gone, though, because they've continued to climb again.
Oh, it's been great. TSN's been a great partner. Ratings have been up, 6% versus last year over year, just on TSN, and they're up 14%, and more young Canadians are watching it. So that's what's great.
This is your first year as commissioner of the CFL. What has been the biggest challenge for you?
Well, time's flying. This is actually my second year.
Second year.
What's biggest challenge and opportunity? I think it's really getting to the next generation of young Canadians who we want to bring into this game. But I'm buoyed in terms of what's out there. You look out here, there's a lot of young fans, and that's what's great about and the opportunity for us.
Hey, Mark, we really appreciate you taking the time and joining us today. We've had a fantastic time so far. Enjoy the game tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
We certainly will as well. Thanks again for doing this. All right, we have to take a short break. As we go to commercial, though, this is a piece that is produced by the Canadian Football League, and it exactly explains what the league is all about.
This is a league of A's and BCs. It's green and red and gold and black and blue. This is a league with 2 official languages and many unofficial languages. It's East versus West, Prairie versus City, Wheat versus Iron, Latte versus Tim's. Love versus hate. It's 110 yards long. "65 yards wide, over 100 years old, and born yesterday. It's a league of ice, of fog, of mud and wind. And for one Sunday in November, it's the nation's glue. This is a league of fast and crush, where there is no safety on the sideline. And everything can change in a blink. This is a league where superstars are extraordinary and ordinary at the same time. Where you can reach out and love a running back, and they love you in return. This is a league of mothers and fathers, sons and daughters, and your 42 new adopted brothers. It's a league where you do more than cheer. You belong to the Eskies, the Tabbies, the Owls, Bombers, Boatmen, Stamps, Riders, and Leos. This is a league as diverse as a country, a league of Jacksons and Kwongs, Johnsons and Moscas, Verschavels, Campbells and Conakers, a league of Stiegels, Zambiazis, O'Sheas, and Haji Razulis. This is his league, his league, his league, and his league. Her league, her league, their league, and their league. It's my league, and it's your league. This is our league.